Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Cafe, where we create a caring atmosphere for emotion. This is a space for real conversations about resilience, growth, and empowerment. I am Shauna, and today's episode is about thriving in singleness after 40. Embracing life, love, and self-discovery. So many people assume that if you're single after 40, it's because you've given up on love. But what if being single at this stage of life is actually an opportunity for something greater? Today, we're talking about what it really means to embrace singleness, rediscover yourself, and open your heart again on your own terms. Regina London, someone I've known for over 20 years, who is here to share her journey on being single after 40, self-love, healing, and finding love again. So how has your perspective on singleness changed over time?
Okay, so with me, being that I am single now, it's not as much of a big deal as people would probably think, even with me being 40, because even in the past, I've never really had a problem with being single. It's not a big issue for me.
Okay. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about being single after 40?
They think that they will be alone for the rest of their life, that it's over with for them, because we're 40 now. We're over 40. But, over the hill. Nobody wants us. But that's not true because, trust me, I get asked out all the time. I have options. So that's not true at all.
Okay. So let's go into the next segment about finding yourself again. My next question for you would be, many people lose themselves in relationships. Has being single taught you about yourself?
Being single teaches me that I do a lot better single, because when we get in relationships, we tend to put our all into the relationship. We want to do the most for that significant other. And we forget about the goals and things that we thought about doing for ourselves before we got in that relationship. We start focusing on something else, the relationship of it all. And we just want to be focused on that instead of focus on the things that we were trying to do before the relationship. So I know that when I get in relationships, I tend to focus on that. But when I'm single, I get things done. I accomplish a lot as far as my goals and the things that I want to do when I'm single.
So I know for me, another part of, soul searching, I'm going to call it the soul searching that I did, was reaching a point where I had to realize that before I could truly love someone else, I needed to fall in love with myself. I don't think a lot of people actually fall in love with, like, you can love yourself all day long, but I don't think no one is really taking the time to fall in love with themselves. And what I mean by that is caring for yourself the same way that you would care for that person that you're with.
Right.
What are some of the things you've done to reconnect with yourself emotionally, mentally, or even spiritually?
Well, now I journal. I'm currently writing a book now. I journal all this. I write down my feelings. I even, record my feelings. I have a podcast as well. I have another YouTube channel. And a lot of those things I voice. Those are like therapy for me. I voice what I'm feeling on those. So that's therapy for me.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone who feels lost after a breakup or divorce and doesn't know who they are outside of the relationship?
Well, first of all, they need to sit with their stuff. They need to ask God to heal their mind, body, and spirit.
So let's talk about what it means to open your heart again after heartbreak. So I'm giving it back to you, Regina. How did learning to love yourself change the way you approach dating?
Well, now I don't go over my boundaries. Normally, I'm willing to, if I decide, let's say, I don't want no light and they want light, then I'll compromise. I don't do any compromising when it comes to my boundaries now. Whatever I have it set in my head to where I want it to be, then that's what it is. Because what I've learned that is when you start compromising what it is that you really want, then that's where you go wrong. So I no longer compromise my boundaries. I know what it is. I know what I'm willing to accept, what I can accept, and that's just it. I'm not compromising anything else.
Okay, so let's go into this embracing the journey with or without a relationship. So if you never got into another relationship, do you feel like your life would still be fulfilling? Why or why not?
I do, because for one, a man don't complete me. I'm not a half a person. I'm already a whole person. So he's not completing me. I'm already complete.
I like it.
So if I never get in another relationship before, okay, I'm still complete.
So what are some of the best parts about being single that people don't talk about enough?
Single. Stress is now gone. Life is easier. Single. That's what they don't talk about enough.
Repeat it. Repeat it one more time for me.
Stress is now gone. Life is easier. Single.